Welcome to Deb's Thing. This is Debbie, and today I'll be showing you this bracelet, and it's a little weird in how it lays out, so presenting it is a little difficult, but when you put it on your wrist it does lay out nicely, because the strange thing about it is the side that it wants to go on, though they look the same, I don't think it turned. I think this side looks a little neater. The diamond shape is a little tighter. This is the one that is on part 1 of my introduction to my original designs as 3PJJ, and I think you can clearly see this side. It's a little neater. The diamond shapes kind of lose their form, and my daughter saw this and it reminded her of Rapunzel's long braid, so we are calling this Tangled. Now I did this one using one of the Sweets bands, and this is the side looks better, and I did not like the way it came out, because it's a little tight to pull through. The stickiness of the Sweets did not work well. The colors, yeah, the regular ones, the opaques and the jellies did work fine. And as I said, when you put this on your wrist, it does lay, it does look nice. And here it is from the side. And so I will use this as an example because it's easily referenced. So the diamond color, the white here, is color A, which I am going to use the glitter white. I really like this one. It has plenty of stretch, although its elasticity, it gets limp if you, pull at it too much. So that will be white. The color behind it, the B color, which is caramel here, I'm using the glow in the dark blue. And then the green here, you have it stretching. It's going to be double stretched. This is because it's a 3P, that's 3 bars parallel. You will be doubling it across all 3. So absolutely cannot use the Sweets for that. Maybe the Persian, I don't know how well those stretch. That would be pretty to pick out, peek out on the side here. And but I'm going to use a standard opaque, the light pink. It's very hard to see those colors, but I think it's going to be real soft and real pretty when it's done. So to start out, I'm going to be using the glow in the dark blue for my extension. So put that first, and then any color you want, just stretch it once across here. This is kind of a connector band, and you will see when I use it how it'll bring the sides together and prevent having to transfer any bands from one bar to another, which I avoid at all costs, because without fail, one slips off and it just all unravels and you gotta do it all over again. So this is my remedy for that. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take, it almost seems like I've done this one before, but I'm pretty sure you are going to take your color A and go to the left and then to the right, and go from the left up to that 1, 2, 3, third pin. So what you're going to do is make a series of diamonds all the way up your loom. So, I mean, you can go like, do the 2 left and the 2 right. You can also do it that way, because in the end, this one here is the final place. So left, right, okay. So you'll be doing that up as far as you can make a complete diamond, which I think it takes you to this one. I'll check back in as soon as I've got them placed, and if you're unsure, just hold off. But these are one of the things I don't make notes on, of where it ends on the loom, but I'm pretty sure you can make a diamond all the way to the end. But if not, just as far as you can. Okay, the diamond did make it to this last post as I thought. I just, I didn't have a clear picture of it in my head. So here's our loom so far. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 diamonds. I should have known that because when you do that many, it divides by into 6 segments. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to take our B color and make a series of large X's. So we're going to stretch it diagonally from this corner pin to the center, and then we are going to take another one all the way up to this outer third pin, and then we will do the same. Push it down a little if you'd like. There. I have I made this several times. I don't know why. I just wasn't sure, or it's definitely not on my top 5 favorite designs. But if it's small and tight, and I know some people like compact, smaller bands, and it is cute. And my daughter liked it. She thought it, like she said, she reminded her of Rapunzel's braid. So we came up with Tangled. I thought that's really cute. This is where sometimes, I don't know why, but I have trouble where to place the next X, but you always start where the last one ended. So, and you also know that you're on the right track because that peg will be blank. See, every other one is blank where you didn't have the diamond intersection. The diamond bands intersect, so then we will go to where this one stopped and cross that peg that now has the 4 blue bands, and you will continue to do that, and you will be making a total of 6 X's. And you will, I do remember now, you will be taking them out to here, and that seems strange, but I did find a way to make it work. So your last X will be like here to here. Have no fear. I will make sure that these 2 on the outside are... Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to put the TV on pause. I turn the TV back on when I'm placing the bands just to keep, myself from too much quietness. I probably need more quiet time, but, I'm doing all this videoing of these tutorials, and I'm way backlogged on my recorded shows, but I'm really enjoying doing this. Okay, now, not on the first, row of pins, and not on the last, but on these, I believe it's 11 in the middle. I'm starting with this one. You are going to double your band, and I like to start one and just stretch it across. And I think doing it this way keeps it neater. It keeps them stacked nice and less, less tangled up. It makes it a little bit neater going through the side here. And this is my first one, and it probably could have been a little neater, but the first one's kind of your learning curve. So we are going to do that. on all the sets of 3 pegs all the way up to this one. Here we have our fully loaded loom, and I don't think this background is the best when you've got really pale colors, but as you can see, the last pink doubled over on this second to the last set of 3. Now I'm going to turn it over just so it's easier to cap, and I am using the glow-in-the-dark blue, and you are going to make your cap stretch all the way across like that, and that will ensure that all our bands will be secured. I'm just looking real quick at my note. Okay. We are going to start by grabbing this bead color and bringing it to the center. And then taking the A out to the edge. And then we are going to go from the center, and find that top B, which is a little hard to do. I'm so sorry about my wrist. I know it looks terrible, but I cannot do anything about it. Okay, so and we'll get rid of the wrist, and so that is your B's going out, and then your A's to the center. And this is going to be the sequence, you know. This is, you can start, say, these are B1. A2, B3, and A4. My hands look like they're shaking. I'm starting to get a little like that sugary stomach, my blood sugar dropping. Had hypoglycemia since I started high school. Probably when my bad eating habits started. And you would think, after all these years, I would know better, but okay. So I'll do it one more time. This is the B1 step. You do it on both sides. And then A2. And reach the middle for B3. And A4 from the outside to the center. So we're almost like halfway through the loom, so you can just finish those up on your own, and I think there's plenty of footage to, you know, go back and review if you need to, but it's B1, A2, B3, A4. Okay, your loom should look like this. Now, you know, this is the footage I'm airing, and I'm going to be, you know, taking the clips and editing them and placing them together, and you will already know by now, but I had my notes there, but it's like small and the writing's kind of sloppy. But on the first section you'll have seen a caption where the A bands on just this first one should have gone first, so instead of being B1 and then A2, it should have been A1 and B2 just here. And it just holds them in. So when I take this off the loom, it'll be a little sloppy on this end. but you know, you will have the corrections and a caption at the beginning, so yours, you know, should look fine on both ends and not have a little bit of a glare. So now we will continue on to this. If you remember this band, I had I used the B color band stretched just once across. Well, if you do this, take it off this end and bring it in the middle. You can see it locks in these here. You don't have to transfer them to the middle. You don't have to transfer all that to the middle post. And so of course I have my first band already in here. Oops. Okay, there's my box. Put that one clip. How many times have I done that? Way too many. That was the regular size clip. And so this is tight, and of course, you know, I'm saying this at the end, but if you're like myself, I usually watch through a video and, you know, listen to everything before I actually go and make the bracelet, so I, you know what I'm going to be having to deal with. And this is definitely one, if you have the extra room to make it a little longer and add a few more sections in, because it is a little tight and a little short. It does cover the knuckle to knuckle, but you know, I know a lot of people like to use the extensions, or you know, take it off and then place some bands and then add it to it, but I just don't know how to do that. I've already stated that on a couple of other videos. So for now, the extensions. So all I do is reach in and grab that half the band and pull it out. I have these two loops, and I turn my hook upside down and put a blank band on it and drag it through those two loops, and turn my hook upside up and place the other half of the band, and I will do that. This is the first band, second, third. Oops, that isn't good. So we start over. And as I was saying, I do a total of 5 on each side, and that includes that very first band that I placed at the very beginning. And then the cap on the other side is one of the 5. And I don't usually need more than 5, and some looser weaves I need less than 5. So I stretch it so that it's easy to clip on. And I think you don't know, I think you can pull it and see how it's looking. This is going to look very fairy tale-ish, these colors. So if you just, you know, try to pull from the center so that the bands on the side can pull in together, it's not too bad. The only problem with that I see, and I probably should have taken them off, is you will, you have a couple of loose loops. Let's see which is the right side. This one, this is kind of the natural side, but as I said, it just looks better on this side. You stretch out a little, and what you can do for these loose is just find where it begins and just tug on it and just pull those in, and that will get those loose ones. So there's a couple of them here. You just have to, there you go. See, that pulls them in. And as I sit dated, I got a couple more, but I'll do that off camera. You can see how nice and even it is once you've gone and done this. It's just I can't stand showing it not completely perfect. But what happened here is, see how these white ones are kind of looped out funny like that? That's why I will be instructing to loop those first and not second as as the order of the rest, because when you do that, okay, here's the first one I did. They're sticking out. You see, maybe this is the one I figured out. Okay. See, they're a little tighter. They hug in closer so that they don't have like these little wings. So if you did mine according to my caption instructions on the very first section, you won't have this. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it just looks a little neater with them hugging in tight. So now we will finish it. I'm going to place 4 bands. And as I said, personally, it's not my favorite, but I know good designers will take a little of who they are, but they have to think that not everybody likes exactly what they like every single time. So you have to try to find things that are appealing to other people, just like, this isn't a color scheme I would go after in clothing or anyways, but there's people that like these. They like more of the earthy, natural colors. I'm more drawn to this, but there's definitely people who don't like the pastel-y colors. Some people want more vivid colors, like, more vivid like this. So I try to keep that in mind, and if the design looks nice, so I will let the viewers decide whether it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down design. Now, put a fan on because it's so hot out here in California. This is the side it naturally wants to go to, but I just don't like that side. I like this side much better, and except for these 2 sticking out, and a couple of the blues that I have to pull in. You just have to rotate it on your wrist. And there you have Tangled. Now the design isn't as striking as, this one because of the difference in colors. Oops, wrong side. See? It's just nice and tighter and everything's pulled in here. This side, it's, the diamonds are sloppier. And so anyhow, I'm not even going to show this one. I don't like it. This one, the design came out nicely. And so I've got to pull that caramel one in right there. So here you have Tangled. If you like this design that floats your boat, let me know. If not, just pass by on it, and I've got lots of designs coming up, but this one was just a little outside my box of crayons colors that are my favorite. But you know what? All the colors are good and have their use, and to each his own. So if you like this, let me know. And if you'd like to see my other designs that are to follow, which are just, very diverse, feel free to subscribe. And thank you so very much for watching. Have a nice night or morning, wherever you are in the world.